Okay, so the final part was us to make a map of Nigeria state boundaries, and to do that we need to go to properties. We look for layout manager. Layout manager, you have already created this already, so in order to create your own, let me see if I can delete this. Yeah, so in order to create your own, you click on create. For at your end, you type my first map and click OK. I'm already having it, so at your end you type my first map and click OK. It will open. So when it's open, you come back here, close this one. So you want to make a map of this one, and as you can see, it is not showing here. So we need to make this one appear here in this canvas. So this is also a map canvas, as we see the map canvas in the other side. So to do that, we add map. We click on add map here. We left click and hold and drag to any extent of our choice, and this is our map. So these are the basic tools. We already know these tools already. The zoom in and zoom out, this zoom to 100%, zoom to 4. We already know all these tools. So the new tools to know here is this one, move content. We use this one to move content. We don't use the pan. Using the pan may be somehow stressful if you try to use the pan layout here. So using this is much better. Using the move content is much better than using the pan. And also, if you click on select move item, move the frame, and zoom. This one is for zooming in and zooming out. So we need to see when it is done. You right click, item properties. So when you right click on item properties, you will see the scale. The scale affects the map. If you change the scale, this one is, if you change this particular figure, it's going to either increase or decrease the size of the map here. So for instance, if I change the first figure to 7, we are going to see it make it smaller. If you change it to, if you make it, it was 6, so if you make it 5, it's going to make it much bigger like this. So it is your choice and the scale that you want to use. You determine the scale that you want to use and which best fit for your work. So I think making it this way make it much larger and much visible. So when this is done, we scroll down, because if we scroll down to add the frame to this for this map, because we are making a map, so we need to add a frame. We can also leave it that way, but I like adding frames so that I can see the boundaries of the area, because now if I click here, you won't see the boundaries. So I like to see the boundaries of my map. So I will scroll down, starting from here, scroll down, look for frame and add the frame in. This is the frames. Now if I check here, I can see the boundary here. So after adding the boundary, we need to add the basic elements of a map. So the basic elements of a map are adding the north arrow, legend, and scale bar. So those are the basic map layers that we will learn today. So to do that, we will look for add north arrow. So we click on add north arrow. Let's click and drag. You're having your north arrow. Your north arrow can be be put in, can be located any parts of these four angles. So I'll keep mine here, and it determines the northern part of your work, so you can put it here. It is going to show the north, this is the northern part of your work if someone's reading it. So any part that you put it in, no one will question you about why you kept it that way. Yeah, so after adding the north arrow, you will add the scale bar. So you click on this particular icon, add scale. So when you click on it, you have to drag. Let's hold and drag. So when you drag, it's open the content for you. So when it's open the item content for the scale bar, scale bars are always at kilometers, but based on your work in the task given, maybe sometimes they may tell you that put it in meters or put the unit in feet or yards. So it depends what the instruction given. So if they have not given any specific unit, just keep it at kilometers. So if you can, you just click on the right. The only changes that you need to do is click on the right to add more, to expand it to a better range, and I think this one is okay. And it can be, the scale bar can be put here, or there you can drag it here wherever you find space. We just do it. So the next one to do is to add a legend. Add legend. So the legend, we click on this, also drag, and we have our legend. So anyone having this map, or having this map, if this map is sent to anyone, the person see this, you know that okay, this is the state of Nigeria, because that's the legend. The legends give us much information about the map. Without the legend, you need maybe someone knowing will just know that okay, if the person from Nigeria have been to Nigeria, you know that okay, this are map showing maybe state of Nigeria. But if the person doesn't know, this legend will rather inform him that okay, this map is showing this particular place in the world. But we can see we are seeing Google Earth satellite OpenStreetMap, which is not showing here because it has been unchecked here. If you come back here, it has been unchecked because we don't want to add it here. But if we needed it, we need to check it here so that if it is in the legend, anyone will know that okay, this is the Google Earth because that's it. This is the color. And the OpenStreetMap, if you want to use the OpenStreetMap, the person will know that because the green one is the boundary of Nigerian state. So definitely if the person says this, okay, this is the OpenStreetMap. Since we don't need it, we will check it. We come back to our layer. So since we don't need it, we need to remove it. So we come to the item properties of the legend. We uncheck the auto updates. So if you uncheck the auto update, we can now scroll down here to delete this one. So we click on the rest of, that's the minus one, also click on the minus again to delete this one. Now we need to give this one a proper name. So if we click on this pencil, we can change the name or double click on it to change the name. So in order to change the name, we are going to give it Nigerian state boundaries. So type Nigeria states, Nigeria state boundaries. Yeah, Nigeria state boundaries, and we are done. And here the title, we need to add, we need to click type legend on the legend. So when everything is said and done, we just position it here. The legend can also be anywhere Anywhere that you find space, it can also even be here, on top, here, here. Anywhere you find space that it can fit, you just keep it there. So this is it. So the final one, the final element that we need to add is the title. And the title, if it is let's say if you are doing a work, let's say academia work, and you are producing maps, sometimes some journals or even some schools may not want you to put the title of the map here inside the frame or inside the map. But for, let's say, workshops and also for your particular sector, the public sector, if you are trying to do a presentation to present this map to them, you can add the map title to it. So you click on add label, you can drag it here, its content is also open, and you clear all of this and type map of Nigeria, map of Nigeria states, Nigeria states. Of Nigeria state boundaries, and you scroll down to change the font. Scroll down, click inside here. For the style, we change the style from regular to bold, and also increase this a bit, and we scroll down again, or we go back, we click on here to go back, and the horizontal alignment we change from left to center, so that it will be at the center, and we are done. I think let me reduce the scale, the size of the number a bit. Okay, I think it's now okay. And these are the basic elements of a map. You can do this and save your map, or lastly you can add a legend. This is okay if you have it this way and you save it, is okay. It's acceptable by many. And the last final thing that I'm going to show you, by adding the grid, is also acceptable. So we can scroll down, look for grids, create grid, add, click on the green button or the plus sign, click on the grid one, and click on modify grid. So if you click on modify grid, the coordinate referencing system is going to use the map coordinate system, the one that we already said, that is the QGIS 1984. Since we are not doing any analysis and we are just displaying the map, just the state here, it is better to use the QGIS 1984. But if this map we did any calculation work or analysis, or we are doing any analysis, it's best to use the projected one, which is WGS 1984 UTM zone 30 north, which belongs to Nigeria. So we need to set an interval for this map. So before setting the interval, we need to check some exterior text. So this is what the exterior text do. We set exterior text and we have not set any interval. So if you set the interval, so the interval can be different for any particular map that you are displaying, and it depends on the number of intervals that you want. So for example, if you try 600, let's say if you try 600, this is going to be, it's going to be tiny, like a whole lot of, it's going to be like this. So let me add another zero. So let me make it 6,000. If you make it 6,000, we are seeing this, we are seeing a whole lot of lines. So I'll just do it this way, 9,000. I'll add 999. to 8 so that will be fast and add this place 4. Strong. Okay, so yeah, this one is better. This what I need, so I think this one is better. And if you should make sure that you should also make sure that the interval is not like this. Initially it was we're having something like this, and it was so plain. There was a whole lot of gray lines. Plain. We are going to have a whole lot of 20 lines. I'll explain later for you to understand why this one is not acceptable. So you make it add 9. Just play around it to get something better. So we are going to do the same thing for the y. Okay, so now we have something like this. We can leave it like this. And maybe one way or the other we have seen maps being made like this, which is okay. But for me, I don't like making maps like this, but you can also make it like this. So if I don't like it like this, I'll go to line star. So line star, click on line star. You don't click on the drop down, you click inside the line star, click inside of it and select simple line. When you select simple line, look for stroke star. So stroke star and change it from solid line to no line. So for click, if you make it that way, these grids are going to be off. And what we did, that is, this one is the exterior text that we did. So these are the text are the edges. Or you can even make it zebra. It's going to be like this. You can also make it zebra like this. Or interior, the text are going to be inside. So most of the times we make it exterior. So these are numbers, these are stuff that you can play around it if you want, if you have time. So that's it for the frames. We are going to, we don't need this one, we need this one, the draw coordinate. So you check the draw coordinate, and we are going to have this. It's very messy here, but we are going to play around to make it nice. So it's at decimal, but sometimes you can leave it at decimal, but for me I like choosing decimal with suffix. So that one is just going to add northern to it and eastern to this part. So we leave it that way. At the format, here is left, so the left at the horizontal, this one is selected for horizontal, so it's change from horizontal to vertical ascending. So we want this part to align like this. We don't want it to, we want it to be like this. We don't want it to be standing like this. So that's on the left hand side. We do the same thing for the right hand side. We change this different, we also do the same different right hand side. So the left, so the format after changing to decimal with surface left, you change it is horizontal, you change it to vertical ascending or descending based on your choice. On the right too, you change from the horizontal to vertical ascending or descending. You leave the top and bottom. So when we come, we need to change the font size and also the coding precision. The numbers are too many, so we don't want any precision. So we are going to change the coding precision from 3 to 0. So meaning we won't have any decimal. We won't have any decimal points. We are just going to make it a whole number. So it's going to be like this. And later we go to the formatting and make it bold. You go to star. If you go to click on the formatting, you go to star and change from regular to bold. And the size from 10, you can just make it 7 or anything that is going to be nice for your choice. So just leave it that way. So as I was saying here that changing the interval matters. So at first I think it was 600 that I make. So let's see if you make this one 600. You're going to see there's a hole. There's going to be a hole. The number, you can't even see the number. It's going to be plenty. So it is best to always have it in smaller sizes. As we should make it small like this on this side, so on the left hand side, and the right hand side and the left hand side, you see this how it is, because you have not changed the y to, you have not make the y 6,000. The y is still 9,000. The y is 9,006,000, so which is okay, but this place is still 6,000. So in order to have it as the left and right, you just add the 9 to it, and now it become normal. Or we can even make it 4. Yes, if we make it 4, just going to add 4 to this one. That's what I'm saying. With this particular part, you can just play with it to have anything that you want, just anything, how make it any style that you want, how suitable it is for you. Some can even have only this one and only this one, only one here, only one here is acceptable. So that is it. So when it is done, we need to export our map. Let me minimize this one. Okay, so everything is done. These are the basic properties of making a map. So this we have been able to get our first map done, and now when this is done, we need to export it as an image. So to do that, we if you click on this one is export image, and this one is export PDF. So we want to export it as image, so we click on this one. Okay, so if you click on layout to export the map, to export this map, you click on layout. So if you click on layout, export as image, and we have export as PDF. So we are going to export this particular map as image. So click on export as image, and you can, it will open. You save it to a particular destination that you want. I have a folder for saving most of my maps, so I'll rather save it in that folder and name it my first map. I've already saved something as my first map already, so you click on save. Because I already have it, I'm going to have this one too, so I'll rather click on here so that it will replace the other one that I did previously. And inside here you will leave everything as it is. The only thing that you need to check is crop to content, so that it's only crop to this particular content, and check open file after exporting, and you click on save. So if you click on save, this is your map, this is your first map, and that was what we were supposed to do the last time. Okay, so that's it for the last time. So this is the final part of day one. And save to save the map, to save your work, you click here, click on save. You are going to save it. If you have already saved, this one has been already been saved, so if I click on save as, because if I click on save, it's going to save automatically based on whatever I did today. But because if it is your first time that you are saving, you can click on save. They will ask you to give it a name, so like this. Then you type your name, give it day one, and if it is day one, you click save, click yes, and it's okay. Then you can click on here to close your work. And that is it for day one.